The Washington Post first reported the proposed channel, which our source says was never actually set up. A lot to discuss here. Let's talk with Avery Friedman, a civil rights attorney, and Richard Herman, a criminal defense attorney. Good to see both of you, gentlemen.
See you.
All right. So, Richard, you first. Let's start with Kushner and whether any law would be broken, when examining the intent behind a back channel, especially when the prior White House had back channels already set up with a variation of countries, including Russia. But is there anything wrong with the way this one was being proposed?
Here's the problem with this, Fred, and some people might just call that espionage, and that's a whole other game to be played here. But you're looking at the national security clearance document that Kushner had to fill out and sign. And in this document, Kushner, we know, is a Harvard graduate. Mm-hmm. He's a real estate mogul. As part and parcel of being a real estate mogul, you learn to read agreements carefully and understand them before you sign your name to them.
SF 86 form.
SF 86, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So this document on its face clearly says any material misrepresentation on this document is punishable as a felony and 5 years in prison. So the question is, was it reasonable for him to leave out a meeting with Flynn and the Russian ambassador to the U.S., Kislyak, where Jared himself allegedly proposed this secret back channel in the Russian embassy, encrypted by Russian, so the United States couldn't look into this? This is very bad, Fred, and I think he's got a violation of that particular document, and I think that's a felony. I think Mueller will be looking into it.
Richard, what were you about to say?
Yeah, Fred, it is a violation because it's a material misrepresentation to that national security clearance form. It's a material misrepresentation to leave out when they ask you in the last 7 years, you must itemize all of your meetings with foreign individuals, and you leave these meetings out.
So is that grounds for him losing? Is that grounds now for him losing that privilege, that clearance?
Look, people are calling for him to resign the privilege right now or to have it taken away. But politics is so partisan right now in the country that people have lost their mind. And it's party over country right now. And nobody will do anything here about this. It's really outrageous, Fred.
Okay. And then, in that room, in that December 1 or 2, meeting at Trump Tower, Jared Kushner, also there was Michael Flynn. Of course, before he was NSA, we know he was fired because he wasn't completely truthful, to the team. And so, Avery, hopefully, if you're still with us, we don't see you. Okay, Avery gone. So you and me now, Richard. So, here now, Michael Flynn was part of that discussion in the room, but we know the wheels have already been in motion, that members of Congress, want to subpoena him, have him testify. He tried to cut a deal. They said no. And now he's saying he's pleading the fifth. He will not testify. But now members of Congress going after his documents, hoping that could glean some information. Pleading the fifth, does that protect the documents as well? Richard?
Well, Fred, here's the thing with the documents. The Flynn Council has submitted to Congress a United States Supreme Court case, 1999 case, U.S. v. Hubble, which seems to indicate that a broad request of documents could lead to incrimination. Therefore, the particular individual has a certain right and privilege under the Fifth Amendment for a broad request like that. So what the government will do is they will tailor down the request to specific documents, and either Flynn will comply or the Senate Intelligence Committees will vote to hold him in contempt. It will then go to either the Senate or the House. They will have to vote. It's so partisan, who knows what they'll say. If they do vote, it will go to the Department of Justice. And he's facing 1 month to 12 months in prison if convicted for criminal contempt of Congress.
So in the past, Donald Trump on the campaign trail has said, you plead the fifth, that means, that's an admission of guilt. Michael Flynn, pleading the fifth, maybe his documents will still be handed over. Does he have something? Is this an admission, of guilt, or might he be protecting his testimony in a separate investigation to the Justice Department, to the FBI, Avery? And we don't have Avery.
Okay, Fred, here's the thing,
How about you, Richard?
Yeah, if there is the slightest chance or risk that you can be brought up on a criminal prosecution. You have every right to avail yourself of the Fifth Amendment privilege. He has every right to do that, Mr. Flynn. And from everything I've read, General Flynn, from everything I've read, he's doing the right thing. And you cannot infer because he pled the Fifth guilt. You can't do that. That's a specific jury charge. You can't do that, Fred. But he should be doing that right now. He is. The question is, to what extent will it apply to documents? That's the next issue here. And one more thing to chomp on, Fred. Because Flynn was in that room with Kushner in that meeting, maybe now we're seeing a little information why the president is so enamored with Flynn. Because Flynn may, in fact, have some information pretty devastating to not only the president, but now to Kushner. So we'll see what happens. Don't count out immunity to Flynn just yet.
Yeah, we've learned in lots of different ways there have been some sort of protections that the president tried to extend from asking Comey, to let it go. And there are many other layers involving Michael Flynn as well. All right. Richard, Herman, thank you so much. Avery Friedman, wherever you are, we know, your spirit is with us. Sorry the connection didn't maintain. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. Good to see you.